Welcome back to the next episode of Blueprints. We are finally on double digit days. Finally back to the mansion, and we are now on day 10. I wonder if because we're on in double digits now that we will be getting additional rooms and layouts, because we know certain things happen on certain times, like the commissary being closed on the 10th, the 12th through the 16th. So we shall have to see how everything is going to go. I've been having a lot of fun with this game so far, and the storytelling in it, I'm having a ball trying to figure out the puzzles on top of the puzzles on top of the puzzles. So let's go ahead and get started for today's run. Corridor, hallway, and closet. Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. Coat check, storeroom, observatory. We don't have any diamonds yet for the observatory, so I think we'll probably end up doing the storeroom because we don't have any items just yet. Although we did a previous one before, and the freezer really helped out with us being able to save our keys and stuff. I'm just coming back this way because we do know that we have other dead-end rooms, and I'm just trying to spread them out a little bit. So we have a choice of the pantry, the parlor, or the corridor. I think so far we're doing a fairly good record with being able to keep solving this puzzle. We keep getting it, and so far we've only failed it at one time. Dear Herbert. Herbert is my great-grandfather uncle who gifted me this mansion. It is with great honor receiving an invitation to dine with your estate on the old hams this past Thursday. If I am being frank, it has been quite a while since we had been seen in decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost her charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love for games and puzzles, and I had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game I had played some years back involving 3 boxes of different colors. You had pressed me to write with the particulars of this game when I had found the time, and I have included with this letter all the details that you need to share with guests should you be inclined to play this confounding game. Always your friend, M. Laurie. I don't think we discovered what M stands for yet, but we have seen Laurie around a few times. There will always be at least one box which displays only true statements. There will always be at least one box which displays only false statements. Only one box has a prize within. The other two are always empty. Two of these statements are true. The statement on the blue box is true. The gems are in the box with the true statement, with a true statement. So we know one of these is false, one of these is true. Two of these statements are true. Okay, so if this is true, one of these other ones is true. The statement on the blue box is true. So if this one's true, then this one must be true. That means both of these can be true. The gems are in the box with a true statement. This one's true. That means this one would be true, which would mean this one would be true. And we know that one of these have to be a false. Gems are in the box with a true statement. Statement on the blue box is true. Two of these statements are true. Well, if this is true, and this is true, and this is false, that means the box that is false has the gems. I think that's my logic, and why I will go with the black box. I love this riddle. Chapel. Den or spare room? I think we'll go with the den. Okay. Breaker, closet, observatory. We now have the gem required for the observatory if we want to go that way and then do a dead end down at the corner. We could just dead end now because the observatory is always in upwards to the left. I'm going to do this one now so that way we can put the dead end one in that corner. A chest has been added to the entrance hall, and we got another diamond. So that answers your question when we were looking at before. What do you do with the numbers that are skipped? They added 2 of them on it. We'll get some keys or see if we're going to find a sledgehammer to go open those boxes. Okay, dead end room. Pantry. Bunk room counts as 2 bedrooms, or a walk-in closet. We get the walk-in closet. See the 4 items that we get in here. Key. Compass. Draw floor plans leading north more frequently. Gem. Where is the 4th item? Oh, the running shoes. Occasionally save footsteps when traveling longer distances across the estate grounds. Okay, that was very useful. We will get more north-facing rooms. Let's see, bedroom, nook, commissary. Nook leads to one direction, bedroom leads to the other, and the commissary, which is still open, but we only have 1 point right now. Do I want to risk going into this corner and get in another dead-end room? Or do I want to double back and maybe interact with whatever is coming from the entrance hall. This is a tough choice. But looking at it, if I get the nook and the bedroom or commissary is drafted again, it'll lead northwards. A journey noteworthy. As you continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. A pad, scrap of paper, or perhaps most fittingly, a journal will prove to be an invaluable tool you will not regret having beside you on your journey. Decent amount of coins. Now if we get the commissary, that'll be great. Chapel, West Wing Hall, or drawing room? All three of these are fantastic three-pronged rooms, but one of the rooms is always going to be blocked. Try the drawing room, because if I'm not mistaken, the West Wing Hall has a tendency to be locked. We don't want to soft lock us yet. Drawing floor plans. Each time you click on a door, you will draw 3 floor plans, from which you must select one to draft. However, there are some items and rooms that will not allow you to redraw if you do not like your initial 3 options. I truly believe at this point that this is probably Herbert. Although I now believe that he probably has a younger brother, or older brother. Okay. Pantry, utility closet, or the garage. Or you can redraw. Utility closet or garage. Garage is a dead end, but we haven't drafted this room before. An additional 3 keys would be nice, but the pantry can allow us to continue on. So we tempt fate and keep pushing forward. Bridget, please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we have just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an ideal spread would be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. The enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it in the pantry. 4 coins and an apple for an extra pair of steps. Okay. The spare bedroom, the spare room, leads forward. The locksmith, dead end but keys for sale, or a secret passage, leads to a room of a color of your choice. Well, we're already looking at a fairly blue house. I don't think we got the secret passage before. Well, we have, but we haven't chosen it before. The Hall of Holly, 4 orange rooms. Green thumbs is a green. The key to the bedroom, violet. Red Rover for red. Gold Sink for market. I'm assuming we have to click one of these. I don't see a blue book, ironically. Alright, let's see if we can get any markets, because we do have a good amount of coins. The aquarium, the laundry room, launder currency, or the kitchen with foods for sale. I like the aquarium because it's give us back and a forward way. Laundry room, I don't know what that fully means just yet. We haven't done the laundry room before. Or the kitchen, which can give us additional steps. I did want a food. That's why I clicked the Alright, so before we go any further, I'd like to go back to the entrance hall and see what rooms we can get up that way. We got our 2 chests we unlocked here, but we only have 1 key at the moment, so I don't want to use them just yet, just in case we come across the locked room. Spare room, utility closet, or nursery. Whenever we draft a bedroom, we'll gain 5. We haven't done any bedrooms yet. The closet, corridor, or courtyard. As much as I like the courtyard, both of the spare rooms will be blocked, so it's best if we do use the closet now. See another key, and a pair of just the 1 ivory dice. While drafting, you may use it to develop new floor plans. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the hallway path now and see how far we can get up. Bedroom, the breaker blocks, or the nursery. Fortunately, 2 are dead ends. I don't want a dead end just yet, and the bedroom faces the wrong direction. Let's do our floor plan. The chapel, the corridor, or the lavatory. I'm going to take the chapel. I know losing the coins is going to hurt, but it'll be able to give us another dead end room. The library, the dark room, or the courtyard. Well, if we do the dark room, maybe we can get lucky and draft the breaker room to shut it off and look around in this room again. Or we can do the library and continue northward and hope for the dark room later in its multiple turns. Additional reading. A house directory is a great resource for information. If you wish to read more about a specific room in your house, Press RB to pull up the directory. Key. And the Sightseer's Guide. This is one that I did last time that I selected to be in this room. It looks like the checkout card has been updated. Anne Babbage. Well, I guess we now know the name of Miss Babbage's first name, Anne, and she was the leader or the head of the maids. Lord Everson, we've seen before in a letter, M. Lowey, we have seen so far in a letter, and then Simon P. Jones is the player character. Sightseer's Guide to Reddington. A modest account of our town by Sir Andrew Darlyle. Introduction. The third largest city in Fens Aires, the site of its former capital, Reddington, is synonymous with mountains, mystery, and magic. Most tourists head straight to the boardwalk and don't get much further than the botanical gardens. However, Reddington has much more to offer. Spectacular scenery, a historic castle, and a charming underground bazaar rewards visitors who wish to explore further. Reddington is the type of unique, enchanting place that lingers in your mind and memories long after you leave her. We saw the postcard for Reddington before, I want to say in one of the bedrooms. The Botanical Gardens. Reddington's most popular attraction and a guaranteed crowd pleaser, the Botanical Gardens is loved by both locals and visitors for its Argean canopy house and mausoleum, its petals-covered trails, and a mind-boggling variety of flowers. This is the reason springtime in Reddington's busy season. Situated just east of the town, the Botanical Gardens offer a scenic and captivating tableau of a national countryside. A cobblestone trail meanders past the 1,000 species of tropical plants, each remarkable in its own right, yet even more stunning set against a spectacular backdrop of Reddington Mountains. Allow yourself at least an hour to indulge in this picturesque walk, which concludes in Mainway Station. Ilex X Maniviv, a specimen of holly unique in Reddington's mountains. Featherfall Keep. You will find sitting at the base of Mount Herma, Reddington's second highest summit, a historical site described by scholars as significantly important to the realm's past. Featherfall Keep, the former home of Lord William Espin, has until recently always been a private residence, serving as a family house to the Espins since before the Third Era. After the death of Lord Espin, his eldest son, Lionel Espin, left the estate never to return. However, the daughter stayed, maintaining the residence and its staff until her marriage in 1951. At that point, Featherfall Keep ceased to be a family residence. It began operating as a historic house, museum, and tourist attraction. The estate was designed a National Historic Landmark in 1972. Let's see, I have written down Lady Clara Espin. I believe she was the one who had passed and the West Wing had been locked off. But now we are getting Lord Espin and his eldest son, Lionel Espin. It is still believed by many that Featherfall was built by the first king of Ordia, Ares, when Reddington was still a capital. However, surface documents containing conflicting dates have recently cast some doubt on a long-standing myth. Trinsdale Lake. Close your eyes and imagine tranquil, serene stillness, rolling fogs, clear water, and gliding swans. In the midst of all this beauty sits Trinsdale Lake, one of the Friends Aries' premier vacation destination, exclusive for its more privileged citizens. The lakeside resort and cabins have been frequently by royalty and the realm's gentry for generations. However, on the southern shore of the lake, tourists are free to enjoy the view and rub elbows with the rich and famous in a Hundreds Bells Tea Room, which is open on the general public for lunch on Mondays and Fridays. Mount Holly, where we are. At an elevation of 11,220 feet, Mount Holly is the tallest mountain in the Reddington Range and the highest peak in the entire realm. Beyond the physical climbing challenge, climbing Mount Holly Trail is a beautiful experience and one that many hikers and explorers will want to do at least once. It's only a few hours from Reddington to get to the trailhead, and you won't need any local guides or special gear if you tackle the trail during the summer season. However, those willing to give this mountain a significant amount of planning and research will be greatly rewarded, whether or not they actually summit. On the opposing side of the peak, far from the trail, rests the estate of Mount Holly, nestled between the summit's northern slope and saddle. This 80-acre mountain residence is almost as old as Reddington itself. However, unlike Featherfall Keep, the property has been completely private since the closing of Mount Holly Schoolhouse in '66. Still, hikers will be able to appreciate the house's unique architecture at the distance from one of the trail's many north-facing overlooks. Mainway Station Bazaar. For the sentimental tourists wishing to pick up a souvenir to remember their stay, one might be braving the Mainway Station Bazaar. But don't be too hasty. Without proper guidance, the Mainway Station can be a dangerous place. Located underground, this unique marketplace was once Reddington's central railway station, in a time when the realm's trains were still in service. Now the turnstiles, footbridge, and platform have been appropriated and turned into the cavern of tents and torches. Whether you are bargain hunting, looking for adventure, or finding a memento to commemorate your visit, the Mainway Station Bazaar will be worthy conclusion to your sightseeing adventure in Reddington. This map explains everything, but I now know that the postcard to Reddington that we do find in the bathroom isn't from a vacation. We're there in Reddington, or at least close to the outer of the town. See the wine cellar, 3 diamonds and a dead end. The boiler room, which is a power source, or the aquarium, is every color of room. If we do the boiler room, we get a power source. We might get lucky and see if we can not get the science lab again. And connect the chapel up to it. We haven't drafted this room before. Mound of dirt, but we don't have the shovel. Wonder what happens if we connect this all together. Split this up. I don't know what it does. Turns on the boiler and goes in this direction, lights this up. And this turns this one. I think we ended up solving the puzzle by accident first, as this room here looks like it's now available, and don't know how we get over to that other room over there. There you go. That puts that out. Yeah, I think I want to get this running. Oh, that is neat. Alright, so it looks like in order to get through this doorway here, we need to power it from both ends. let's see, this here is now powering up here. That means I now want this to turn. This gets this to run, which will allow me to turn it on. Bring this up. It looks like it got to one side of the door. Okay, I've got that door. Now I just gotta figure out how to get up there. Because this is now deactivated. Wonder if I can do this. No. It looks like we might have to get up there and push those buttons to the boiler room. Which means that I need the boiler on. And I need to be able to get up there. So we'll see what that does. The steam is now going up there. I can't see what the panel does, so... Okay. So we know that this way unlocks that. So this didn't seem to do anything. So I think we need to bring it over. See if that'll do it to anything from here. Okay. That unlocks the door. Nothing is still lit up on this panel. Okay. Now we can see how the top of this comes. What we'll want is for this seam to come up here and into here, and then down and out. And into this room here. So we want the seam here. That's 2. And I think we want the third one lit up as well then to activate. Alright, it's out. Oh, the steam is going up. Finally figured it out. Probably took way too long to figure this out, but we finally got it. A dark room, archives, or commissary. If we had a diamond, we'd be able to go ahead and go into the commissary. We already have the kitchen, and I cannot back out. Let's go into the dark room. We got lucky one time before by putting the breaker room onto this to see the clues that were on here. 3 blanks. Looks like bedroom. So we now know greetings from Reddington were probably that mountain in the back there. Guest bedroom, dining room, or security. Let's see, we can either double back to the kitchen and maybe buy some food for some steps. We have 3 keys that we can go unlock one of the chests in the entrance hall, or we can try to push forward into the dining room. Gymnasium, billiards room, or the East Wing hall. corridor, utility closet, or the coat check. Wish we had the utility closet back for the dark room. Utility closet, boudoir, or lavatory. I'm going to select the boudoir, but it looks like we're going to keep getting dead end rooms until we go back. So I'm going to go back to the East Wing Hall, see if we can get rid of two of the dead end rooms. Breaker room, bunk room, or courtyard. I don't know if that did anything for the dark room. We can slowly make our way back there and see, but I think we should also go back to the entrance hall at this point and see if we cannot get any diamonds, because that's what's hurting us. Yeah, it did work. Can't quite make out what that says that he's holding. Broken lever could be useful. Print notes. HS, which I'm assuming is Herbert Sinclair, has requested yet another print of her ladyship, I assume for one of her rooms in West Wing, as well as an enlarged print of the enclosed photograph. He said the last development was too dark to keep an eye on that. Okay. Let's go through the chapel again, through the hallway, back to the main room. Diamond and a key. Silver key. Unlocking a door with the silver key leads to a room with many doors. And there's the car keys. So now I would like to see if we can get the garage back again. But first, we're going to head to the kitchen to see about getting some food. And I really hope we have these steps to continue on. Is there any spare food around? No? Alright, well, let's see what we can get from the menu. Banana. Club sandwich, tomato soup, or the wood-fired pizza. Plus 10 if you have the furnace in your house. We do not. Main course is served only in the dining room. Extra 15 steps for 8 coins. Should be able to get us a little bit further. Use our silver key. Weight room, gymnasium, or archives. Archives will give us 2 additional weight pads, as well as the weight room, but we just got steps back, and I do not want to attempt to lose more. Let's see, nursery for a dead end. Whenever I draft a bedroom, I get an additional 5, which would be useful. An unknown room for the laboratory with experimental house features. We did a experiment before we were able to pull off for that, and I'm kind of wondering what the archive plans will be. It's the double bedroom, the guest bedroom. Sinclair. Just wanted to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Everson, whose particular personality somewhat made up for your own absence. I also appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen a billiard room in a house, and was beginning to suspect you retired the floor plan. It was well worth the wait, as I always enjoy your mathematical puzzles, and I appreciate that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. Hoping your health improves greatly, shortly. KL. We do not have somebody with the initials KL yet. Items for sale. Furnace with more red rooms, or another. What we can get. Some more gems, salt shaker, sludge hammer, or the metal detector. We got the metal detector before, it was very useful. We just don't have enough coins for it. Sledgehammer to unlock all the chests that we come across. Still don't remember what a salt shaker does. And the additional gems. Last key. Bunk room, archive room, or the laboratory. Rudolph M. is the lab technician. I don't think I wrote down his name yet. Do not know what M stands for. Randolph. M. Oh, nice. Got a key card. Piped in from the boiler room. Unfortunately, the boiler room is nowhere close down here to the lavatory. All we can do is flip these switches. That didn't do anything. Let's see. 3, 8, 12. 3, 8. There isn't a 12. 2, 9, 10. Six, 1, 4, 7. But only 5 wasn't used. There is a 5. So then what did the 12 mean? I don't know. Seems to be something that we'll have to come back and figure out later. Just a shot in the dark. I highly doubt this is going to work. Yeah, I didn't think so. It's a much longer word. Okay, cause and effect. Each time you find some trash while digging, for each bedroom you draft after your second, whenever you draft an archive floor plan, gain 3 gold from each red room in your house, permanently add 1 gold to your allowance, gain 1 key for every 2 hallways in your house. Let's see, archives, because we keep getting those. 3 gold for each room, permanently add 1 gold to your allowance, or gain 1 key for every 2 hallways. I think we have a couple of hallways already. Permanently add 1 gold to your allowance, or gain 3 gold for each red room. That's what this does. Yeah. Here's hoping we get no more locked rooms until dead end rooms. That's what I was afraid of, because this will soft block us, I think. Laboratory or bunk room. It's a shame. We got really close. Rank 6. Yeah, looks like we are locked in now. We didn't get the things to use for these. Unfortunately, we failed at our experiment. But, yeah, fairly long episode, so I guess we shall call it a day. Thank you all for joining me for today, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. I had a blast, and we got fairly far in. Total of 30 rooms, rank 7 reached. Step taken 51, items found 7, and 2 new bedrooms. I shall see you all next time.